one tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 20-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
I got you, boy. Check. Louder. Value three.
There's Gall. And going deep for Hill. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
He's coming. We got that. Show. Top 61. Matchbox. Light.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Not the best of starts here. We know they're on a 2-game skid. 3 and out. That's not what they had drawn up.
Not even close. And now what you're asking your defense to do is pick you up. And they've had to do that, I'm sure, during this losing streak. Hopefully you've got one of those confident defenses that says, we'll take care of that. Hopefully you'll get back on track soon.
39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety back.
It looked like two well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Here's Gall. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now a first down throw. Gall. It's Hill, complete. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
2 for 1, 2 for 1.
Out of the gun, gone. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Just like that. Under 10, 10.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Christian, Travis. Hey, Shell. Hey, Haywood. Hey, Mike 50. Mike 50. I got you. Hey, check. 5. Here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Gone. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Don't be scared of it.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Hey, Mike's 50. Hey,
Now Goff on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Check it back. One out. We go. 76. 76. What's that?
Back to the air. Goff on second down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
Check. Value one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Watch the pass.
Goff on first down. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
First down, Raiders.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Falcons nothing.
What? 120.
Right here. Tight end Ringo. Tight end on the Ringo.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd and 12, Goff. He's going to take a shot for the end. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Short throw underneath to Hurst, and he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Darren Lee there to get him down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room that if you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Goff. They complete it to Hill. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Value 3, value 3.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's get it.
White 20.
Here we go.
Goff on 3rd down. He is going to find Hill here. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. From the gun, here's Goff. Gets this one to Hill. A very solid gain of 27. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Goff now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Now the ball comes loose, and the Falcons grab it. And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20, 10, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Yeah, baby, we got it.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Hey, Shell.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A 40-yard attempt.
Badgley's kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Hey, wahoo!
2nd and 10. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll drop the throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Taking it about the 16. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Badgley now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. His throw incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. We got 3. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Value 1.
Goff now looking to throw. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off near the 42. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reese. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Let's go now.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run the counter. Pollard. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
Second and 14. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through. Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Campbell making the catch. A gain of 6 there on first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Goff now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's first and 10. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
At the 36-yard line.
We go tonight. Line 20. 11. 11.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
On second and 12. Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. and covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Las Vegas sending out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the third at MetLife Stadium. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
It's second down and 10.
Come on,
so second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's third and long. Now back to throw. Bryant has it. Room to run past midfield. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This quarterback now 6 of 17 throwing the ball, only 35%, but he does have a 1st and 10. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
47's the mic.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed. Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Gall. It's Hill, complete. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off with great anticipation. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Here we go on 2nd and 12. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And that is caught. Touchdown Falcons. Hayden Hurst, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Bravo!
Here's Gall. Catch made here by Campbell. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is gone. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The sack there by Bradley Chubb. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
80 weapons. 15.
Now gone. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the 50, it's gone. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, Brown. Tell.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. A big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game. Exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said. It actually comes true. It's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Run for Pollard, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He completes it to Tate. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
On the ready.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. He's back to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Pilot, 64,
They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Back to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Howard. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Hayden Hurst with time running out as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Five.
Now gone. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
We go. 20.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the winner. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
First throw in overtime for Goff. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Offense retains possession.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Six guys. Check 6 guys. Hold on. Check.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles, and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
DC. Hey, kill.
On 2nd down and 4. Goff. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. So ask Marvin, our statistician, to bring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about you. Throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 11 at the 49-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
General West.
Here's Pollard again. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Ready.
41 Mike, right here. 41 Mike.
He'll look to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. We know there's already a spotlight on this rookie quarterback, an even bigger spotlight here in overtime in this game, a costly pick.
No doubt about that, but here's the key. Game's not over. He may very well get another shot at this thing, so now he's got to go to the sideline, hope his defense picks him up, and be ready to go back out there and maybe make a similar throw, hopefully successfully the next time.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Throwing on second down. Goff. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's got his man on the crossing route. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
180.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Going out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
52, Mark 52. Let's go, D.
Now Goff on first down. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Went with a dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing again is gone. And he comes back with one complete. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a first down. He did not have a catch till that moment. Pretty good time for his first one, though, here in OT.
I would agree with that. And just think about how they had to cycle through all the play sheets, right? Tried to find ways to get a lot of people the football. In this case, as you said, he hadn't had a catch all game. Now they find him in a key moment. Really well done.
Back to throw. Gone. And it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Howard. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And an alley to run. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Atlanta, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA.